Hello there guys, it's me Unstable Voltage and welcome back to episode 14 of Europa Universalis IV as Japan. How many really annoying and awkward and unwanted negative events is the AI going to throw at me today, I wonder? Probably far too many. We're still not quite at our force limit, so let us go ahead and keep building up while we can. I'm going quite infantry heavy at the moment because infantry are cheap and there's no point in having a lot of cavalry right now. We are still saving up on the Diplo. Now, we also want to core, but we are saving up for that as well. We can actually core that now, so let's go ahead and start the coring process. Make sure we are not overextended. Now, what can we get in terms of buildings now? We've unlocked the workshop, so we can get some local production efficiency. We've also unlocked the barracks, which gives us a manpower modifier. I'd prefer to get the regimental camp, because getting force limit is better, but certainly having a bit of extra manpower is going to help. So anywhere that has the sort of higher numbers, so there's a few that have sort of 375, those are the ones that we want to go for. Of course, you've also got to take local autonomy into consideration as well. So that would be the amount of manpower that you'd get if they weren't at, if they were at 0% local autonomy. And not all of these provinces are, but there's certainly enough to keep us going there. And increasing your manpower pool, as we've said before, and I do keep going over the same points over and over again, because like I always say, this is partly a tutorial series, as most of my videos tend to be. They're always hopefully semi-informative to people. But the point of having a bigger manpower pool is not just that you have more manpower to draw from, but the rate at which your manpower recovers is a percentage of your total. So the higher the total, the more manpower you recover each month. It's that simple. We'll leave these guys over there because we know that there is unrest here. There's still not enough of them to really deal with it, but we'll just leave them there to try and work on that as much as possible. So we've still got Korea here to deal with. We have a Regency Council anyway, so we can't really do anything. How long is that Regency Council going to be for? That's Korea. Our area's 10. We can have another rival now. We could actually rival Ming. I don't really want to do that. I'd prefer to keep Ming friendly for as long as possible. He is actually friendly towards us. We could go and improve relations a little bit more. What is our relationship with you? Our relationship with you is really, really nice. More positive than anything else. So it will go away. And so you're a march, so you really should be building up some troops. Admittedly, the rebellion didn't help at all, but if you're not even going to build an army, why do I even have you? Jiangsu, yeah, you literally have 0. You have 13,000 manpower and you don't have a single regiment. It could be because they don't have any money. That's always a possibility, but that's really daft that they're a march and they're not building anything at all. Ming, what are you up to these days? You are in a war in the Ming reconquest of Nagchao. So, Nagchao? Gaichao. No, I have no idea. Rival of our rival. We've completed that mission, so we can go ahead and... In fact, who are you rivaled with? You are rivaled with you. You is rivaled with Wu. God, this is confusing. You'd actually be willing to accept an alliance as well. Well, you might be more useful than our march is being right now. We'll wait till this diplomat comes. And we'll see if we can get an alliance over here with you. It's like the old bad joke, isn't it? There's you and Wu and who. It's just so confusing. At least they're relatively pronounceable anyway, so... 30th of June, we'll go for a royal marriage. Hopefully you're not going to call us into your existing war, but I don't think that's going to be a problem. Let's go for the royal marriage. It'll increase the chance of having a new heir as soon as we're of age anyway. So, good stuff. We're still building troops. We're at our force limit. What do we have in terms of missions? Manpower needs to recover. Yes, yes it does. So we'll try and get that. It's one of those missions that you never seem to complete. And it's strange, the manpower mission, because if you declare war, If you have the mission to recover manpower and you declare war, you instantly end the mission. Even though you haven't fought a single battle and haven't lost a single man, declaring war is an instant end of that mission. It's a failure. However, if you build more troops, which uses your manpower, the mission doesn't end. If you fight rebels, which costs you manpower, the mission doesn't end. So it's quite a strange one. I also think it doesn't end if you have war declared on you. It's only if you declare war. So when they call it our manpower needs to recover, the mission should be more called don't go to war for a while, because that's really the only thing that fails the mission for you. So it'd be nice if some of these guys got involved in a few other battles. If they did that, we wouldn't have to worry as much about them coming in and getting involved in a fight. There's quite a lot of people that are allied to each other, and I don't like it. It makes fighting these guys difficult. I wish you guys would also hurry up with this colonization so we can grab a little bit more of Taiwan. Gain inflation or lose stability. Well, I don't want to lose stability again. What is our inflation like at the moment? We have a lot of inflation, actually. A lot of inflation. I think we're just going to lose the stability and instantly buy it back up. Because I just do not want to... Mind you, that said... And it's too late to do it now because I've already done it, but reducing inflation would have been 75 points to reduce inflation by 2. Yeah, that was the right decision. It cost me 94 points to, or around about 90 points, 100 points to increase my stability back to where it was. To reduce the inflation, I would have had to have spent 150 admin points to get it down by 4, because you can't do it 3, it's in 2s only. So it was cheaper doing it that way. I still want to reduce my inflation though, because at the moment the inflation is absolutely devastating. That is terribly high amount of money to pay. It's because we have a gold mine, of course. It's the gold mine here that is causing the majority of our inflation. It's a real pain in the hoop. We have a lot of Diplo. We could still go ahead and get that colonial range. I don't think we need it right now, although domestic trade power could be useful. But I think we'll just save it up. We need 849 Diplo in order to grab the next tech. We're still behind Korea in terms of military tech. They are Tech 7. What's the difference between 6 and 7? Is it that significant? Artillery fire, military tactics, infantry fire. Yeah, there's definitely an advantage there. I don't think I should be too hung up on it, though. I mean, they may always be a tech ahead of me, so I don't ever really want to be in a point where I just never go to war with them. But we can't do anything at the moment anyway because we're in Regency Councils. There's no point worrying about it. Not much point sucking up to you either. We'll can try and improve relations with Yeren again. Try and keep them on side. Are you guys still a vassal? Yes, you are. Ming still likes us, I think. Just trying to keep my eye on his allies. If his allies end up in other wars, it might make Korea an easier target. Oh, I do hate Regency Councils. It just slows things down even more. Not that there's anyone that I would necessarily be declaring war on right now, but we could certainly work our way up here and grab these provinces. The good thing with these people is if you fight them, you can just take all their money off them. Unfortunately, we don't have a CB against them. Got a Regency Council anyway, but if we colonise this province, which is terrible because it's Arctic, resources depleted by migrants until the end of 1511. That's not too bad, I suppose. It's only sort of 12 years. But still, it's a complete pain. We've almost completed that. The unrest is going down. Some of our provinces lack cores. Oh, we have a colony. Excellent. Let's go and spend even more admin power. So now we have a free colonist. I don't think we want to colonise up there. I think we just want to continue We want to continue colonising Taiwan. So let's just do that. And then we can start heading down here and grabbing some of these islands around the Philippines. Suffered casualties, yeah, that's fine. You see, suffered casualties because we took attrition. Taking attrition depletes your manpower. But once again, it doesn't actually cost you anything. It doesn't cancel the mission to save manpower. Korchin have rebels. Great. Korchin have just lost their entire army. Can I declare war on Korea now that they are basically an ally down? No, because I have a Regency Council. Although it's Wu that worries me. Wu have a pretty big army. I don't know why Wu have so many men. He had 28k last time I looked down there. Wu. Yeah, 27k. Why is your force limit so high? He's actually over his force limit, though, which is interesting. Independent nation and you have 12 provinces. That still seems like an awful lot of force limit, though, to be honest. Mind you, saying that, my force limit is now at 32. So we could potentially win a war. Because if we could wipe Korea's army out before these guys march over here, even if Yan, I mean, at the moment, Korchin doesn't have an army. Yan has 10 troops. Korea has 13. That's 23 against potentially 31. If we could win that battle, and we could go slightly over the force limit just to, you know, really ensure it. But if we could win that battle before Wu manages to march his 28 stack over here, we'd potentially be able to win the war completely. But yeah, Regency Council, and they are again technologically superior. His allies, well, you're only Tech 5, you're Tech 6, and you're Tech 6, so it's only Korea that's ahead. They're massively ahead in military. Don't know how they're managing to do that. Ming, you have rebels again. Can't believe that you just got a 6 stack defeated by a 3 stack of peasants, but fine. Okay. Once we've managed to get Taiwan, because the natives here are quite large, I think once we move down to some of these provinces, they don't have quite as many natives. Well, some of them do. Some of them are quite aggressive. But I think we won't need to... Well, I was just about to say we won't need to put as big an army on them, but most of these ones are absolutely colossal in terms of the number of natives they have down there. But this is definitely going to be some good islands to colonize. So I think we definitely will move down here. It gives us other people to fight as well. It gives us other people to fight, so we don't have to concentrate too much on dealing with Korea all the time. So I think all of our cores have done, so we shouldn't have any overextension anymore. Yep, the overextension has gone. Confucian Zealots. Interesting. We do still have a missionary working somewhere in Jeju. He's taking forever, but he's still doing it. What are you up to? You're just very, very slow in doing this. Oh, we have minus missionary strength at the moment. He's not actually converting right now. That's interesting. I thought we actually had... why have our missionaries suddenly become crap? Can we do anything about that? Do we have an advisor that we could get to increase things? Yearly prestige, tax, trade efficiency, colonial range. Yeah, that's a real pain. What we might as well do then is go ahead and pull the missionary back. If he's not actually making any progress, he's just costing us money and causing unrest. So let's pull him back. We can go and work on that other one though, so let's go ahead and do that. Which is this one over here. So now we've called this, what's the unrest like? Oh, there's still a bit there. Mostly from separatism. Some of it is from the intolerance, so it will go away as time goes on. Come on, Jainzu, are you actually going to build some forces? 6 peasant regiments, which will rise up here. That's fine. Actually worked up quite well for us because they get a massive terrain penalty and we are the defender. So they've just got wrecked. So that was an easy one. Again, cost us some manpower, but doesn't end the mission. Yeah, hopefully all of this unrest will go away. It's annoying, but we can deal with it. Yeah, Wu's got a lot of men. Got a lot of ships as well. We've got potentially 10 people here from you. Changsheng is probably rivaled to you. Yeah, That was understandable. What about Miao? You're rivaled to Chunzi and Changyang. You're allied to Miao. We could get an alliance with them. What's our relationship limit like? 4 of 4. Because we're allied to Yeren. Yeren, who is being quite useless. One thing I hate is I can't even see... if they would come to war if I declared war on somebody when you have the Regency Council. It's just so annoying. Yeren, do we want to get a royal marriage with you? I think we'll keep it going. Try and get you friendly. I think we can fabricate another claim over here. There's a couple we can fabricate, actually. So let's go ahead and make sure we keep doing that. Recall diplomat. Can't improve with Yeren anymore. It's almost tempting to go over the diplomatic relations limit just to grab another ally. The problem with that is, being the Chinese tech group and having that additional cost for technology, plus we've also taken a diplomatic idea group, it does make life a little bit tricky. What's our focus on? We're very, very admin focused right now. Which is not a bad thing, but I think we dropped that admin focus and just spread the points a bit more evenly. That'll mean we will grab the military tech a little bit easier. Now that we're gaining an extra Diplo point or two, I wouldn't actually mind spending an extra point and maybe getting Miao involved. So let's go ahead and offer them an alliance. And they have accepted over the relations, which I'm aware of. They may offer me the royal marriage, but if not, I'll just offer it to them. Now, they are only defensive towards me, but things may change. Obviously, it helps now that we've got closer borders. So, let's royal marriage. Again, we take a bit of a legit... Yeah, they've just sent me the thing at the same time. And we'll go and try and improve relations with them as much as possible. So, I'm getting a little bit desperate at the moment. I'm just trying to get relations wherever I can. Someone that might be able to help me with Korea. Even if they just fight against Korea's vassals and take some of the pressure off me when we can actually go to war. That should be good enough. Hopefully you're not going to be too long here doing the conversion. And of course, we can't even begin to think about doing things like culture conversions. It's far too expensive to do stuff like that when we're trying to get points. Yeren is almost down to nothing. I'm half tempted just to break any relations with Yeren and just try and take Yeren's territory here. Because at the moment, Yeren are just being hopeless. And they are nomad tech group as well. So they should theoretically be easier to take out than Korea. They are... Yeah, I'm their only ally. So if we broke the alliance, we'd still have a royal marriage, which is my own fault because I've only just got that royal marriage together. But we could literally, next time the royal marriage breaks, break the alliance and just go and take out Yeren. And possibly even feed them to Xianzhou. Have you actually fabricated any claims on anything? No, you haven't. You're useless. Okay, you've got a couple of claims over here. Well, actually, that is your core, and so is that, I think. Yeah. But still, you're supposed to be a march. Do marchy stuff. Why don't we have... you need a royal marriage with them, that's our march. But go and do march stuff. You know, build troops, that'd be a good thing. Do you really have no money? Where is it in the ledger? Economy... Income comparison. Where are you? Jiangsu. You're making 1.42 ducats per month, which is not a lot of money. And that's total. That's before deductions, because obviously I'm not making 21.64. Well, at least I am, but before the deductions. There used to be one that told you how much money they actually had. Might be under country. Yeah, there we go. Zhengzhou. So you have negative prestige, you have 2% inflation, you have 30 ducats in the bank. That is so odd. I'm just not sure why they're not actually producing anything. What about in subject actions? Send 10% of our monthly manpower to our march. Build or upgrade a fort in your march. You pay for the fort. Could be useful. Subsidise armies. Yeah, it would just be nice if you could do something useful. Maybe it's because they're just doing religious conversions. We did force them to change religion. Although they seem to have changed their religion. Although they do have a random shamanist province here that hasn't converted. They've got quite a bit of local autonomy though. I guess that's not helping matters much. Rebel Uprising. This is the Kamachides separatists who are the guys over here. Let them pop. That'll be fine. We don't mind that too much. We should be fine. This Regency Council now is so annoying. We are improving relations with you, so that is fine. Well, it's not you. We've already improved relations with you. When I say you, I mean meow. Just to make life more confusing. Yeah, not too bothered about that. You are still at Tech 7. There we go. We're no longer in a Regency Council, which is good. So if we wanted to go to war with Korea, Ming would actually come in now. Probably still get our arses handed to us. And now's probably not the best time when we've got these troops split up all over the place. We would have to get our army consolidated into one spot, which would mean leaving this province unattended. So we're not going to be doing that right away. So we'll consider in the next video what we're going to do and if we're going to attack Korea and how we're going to attempt to do it. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. Hope you're still enjoying EU4 as Japan. I'll see you next time, and until then, goodbye for now.